Imagine walking along the coast of Florida enjoying your day until suddenly you notice a sign. It says red tide zone. Red tides have been occurring often in many parts of the Gulf of Mexico for thousands of years. Today in this video, I'll explain what exactly causes this phenomenon to occur and why the number of incidents are increasing. To know what caused this to turn into this, we need to know about the composition of red tide. In other words, what is red tide even made of? To understand its composition, let's look at it under 10,000 magnification to capture the details. Basic anatomy: red tide is a microscopic plankton known as Carenia brevis. It is a type of algae that causes harmful algal blooms, or HAB. As you can see in the image, two halves of the cells are separated, and it uses its flagella, a long and stringy structure that moves in a spiral pattern and pushes it through the water. Furthermore, the cells are only 18 to 45 micrometers long. How is Carenia brevis created in the first place? Carenia brevis has evolved from other plankton species over time. It always exists in seawater in very small but harmless quantities. However, when the conditions are right and it has the necessary nutrients, the plankton experiences a sudden growth which, lo and behold, creates red tide. Based on all of this information, you may think that the one sole cause of red tide is Carenia brevis. However, the algae is not the only culprit. The graph on the right shows the number of red tide cells in the water. From 1954 to 1963, the number of those cells was fairly similar. However, since 1994, the concentration of the cells skyrocketed. What may have caused this? The answer is human activity and climate change. Well, what is climate change? Climate change is a major change in weather patterns. This is usually caused by human activity. As you can see, the Earth is experiencing rising heat levels and melting glaciers. Impact of human activity on red tide. Since 1994, red tide has seen a sudden rise due to a growing popularity of fertilizers. This is caused by agricultural runoff, which also acts as a nutrient supplement to the algal blooms. Runoff is dirty water that goes into the ocean. Due to urbanization, urban and residential runoff, as well as wastewater, also increased and played a similar role like the fertilizers. Here are some ways climate change is helping Carina brevis. Rising ocean temperatures help it grow and spread faster as it increases its metabolism. Rising CO2 levels allow it to grow and bloom faster. Changes in ocean current bring lots of nutrients from the deep ocean to the top ocean layers for the algae to use. More hurricanes, floods, and rainy weather cause more runoff to enter the ocean. I will be doing a harmful algal bloom simulation to show the impact of human activity as well as climate change and further explain the cause of red tide. I'll use yeast to represent the algal blooms and then put them in two jars. However, in one jar I'll add sugar to represent the wastewater and fertilizer. The jars will be placed in a 75-degree Fahrenheit room. As you can see, there are images of the sugar jar and the jar without sugar after 10 minutes, 24 hours, and 48 hours. Based on this, you can see that the jar with sugar had more action taking place. What does this show us? Human activity and climate change have a major impact on red tide growth. The yeast representing red tide grew more with sugar representing runoff. Likewise, Carina brevis experiences more growth with runoff and wastewater. Thanks for watching, and watch out for red tide.